You've been looking for a winning product to promote this Q4? Then look no further. This right here is the Shark Messmaster, and just yesterday it was at 3,000 units sold, and now it's at 6,200 units sold. And by the time you're watching this, it could be at 10,000 units sold. That means that this product literally just did a $210,000 GMV day. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that looks like a winner. So in this video, we're going to be following a 6-step process to make sure that you have everything you need to take this product and blow it up. First, we're going to be going through the reviews, then we'll go to the comments and understand why these videos are working. We'll break them down into frameworks, we'll look for some organic inspiration, and then we'll plug and play into our own script. And at the very end, I will literally give you a full script for you to test for yourself. So with all that being said, let's jump right into it. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is just going through the reviews. This is arguably the most important step of understanding any sort of product. Even if you're not going to be going through and actually using the Messmaster, at least note this process. So what you have to do is just go into Amazon and just copy and paste a bunch of reviews and bold the things that you think are important. So for example, we have right here, as a mom of 3 young kids, I think that's important. That seems like a use case, like someone that actually uses this product, kind of getting a clear picture of like who is our target demographic. I deal with constant messes, both wet and dry. The suction is insanely powerful and picks up everything from spilled snacks to muddy footprints with ease. So that's a use case, bold that. I actually use this more than my expensive vacuum. So again, this is very valuable customer data from real people. I'm not just thinking, oh, people use this vacuum for XYZ. No, I know exactly what they're using it for from the reviews that they're actually writing. I love how it handles both wet and dry messes with no clogs, no fuss. Huge benefit right there. It's lightweight, super portable. It's so easy to take outside and throw in my trunk after beach trips or hay runs. Another use case. The AnyBag feature is genius. You can just use regular plastic bags, which makes cleanup fast and easy. Another huge benefit. So you just keep on going through these reviews and just getting this general sense for why do people use it. I was looking for a smaller version of a shop vac. This turned out to be perfect. It works great for cleaning out a car or if you need to get to a cramped place to clean. Also a great feature, you can use old plastic grocery bags to keep it easier for cleanup. So we're seeing patterns. Okay, 2 people mentioned this AnyBag sort of feature. So now we kind of know, okay, this is a big selling point of the product. This is like super important for the ease of use. So we mentioned that in our script. The wet mess tool is probably the most useful. I cleaned my bathroom after a sick kid incident. Okay, this pattern of kids. Maybe it's a lot of parents that use this to clean up their kids' messes. Pretty painless and didn't involve touching any sort of mess. Huge benefit right there. I've been looking for a reliable wet dry vac for some time that's practical in size and portability. I love this vacuum. It does the job. Size and weight are very practical, very easy to use and clean with. This vacuum is amazing if you don't expect it to be something it isn't. It's a small capacity shop vac that's easy to clean and has a few basic attachments. We're really kind of getting to the core of why people buy this and why they use it. And from there, we can take this data and get a clear picture of who we have to talk to in our advertising. What type of person, what type of use cases, what type of benefits really resonate with them. And just from my brief time going through the reviews, this is kind of what I found. The main use cases are at home for their kids or their pets, or another one is using it in their shops for small projects around the shop, but not something that they would necessarily need a full-blown shop vac for. And then third would be around their car. So like either car detailing or like going in and just doing these small little vacuum jobs, things like that. And then the benefits would be it's portable, lightweight, and easy to use. Another very strong pattern that we noticed. There's super strong suction for the size, and it won't clog or lose any suction power. Another huge one is you don't have to touch the messes because of the plastic bag feature. Then it's extremely effective for the price. And finally, probably most importantly, it's a great alternative if you don't have the space or need for a real shop vac. And just so you guys know what a shop vac is, because I didn't know what a shop vac was before I started doing this research either. It's just one of these types of vacuums. You kind of use it around like a job site, in your garage, some sort of stuff like that. And like from the customer research, this product isn't meant to replace this. It's just meant to be used this is so bulky, so big, you can't really get around with it. So this is kind of just meant to be that extra like portable, ease of use kind of alternative. It's not like gonna completely get rid of the uses for an actual shop vac. So now that we've gone through the reviews and we have this sort of understanding of who our customer is, now it's time to analyze the content wave and kind of see what is changing video to video. So if you're not familiar with this concept, I like to say that all content kind of moves in a wave. And if you could kind of just predict the movement of this trend, it's going to be a lot easier to predict where it's going and get to that next step of the wave. I'm just going to play these videos for you guys right now. That way you can have a good understanding of what is actually currently working.
If you have one of these style vacuums, you have that problem. Any vacuum with a filter, as dust and everything collects in there, it loses suction power. This doesn't have that, so it doesn't lose suction power, ever. This is the Shark Messmaster. It has what they call a no suction loss system. This thing does not have normal power. This is full-size shop vac power in a lunchbox size package. The hose wraps up nice and neat around the top of it. If you open this thing up, it has an easy to remove debris bin. You can suck everything up directly into this, or it's set up to where you can even put a little trash bag on it. So if you're cleaning up something gross and you don't want to have to clean this out, you put a bag on here, suck it right into that, and then you throw the bag away. These things are super handy. On the side here, they have your attachments. You got a crevice tool here and a wet mess tool. They also come with 3 extensions. You can just pop them on here so you can actually vacuum something up standing up. You don't have to bend over to do it. These are excellent vacuums to have, but don't pay full price. If you want to get these at the sale price, I'll drop a link down here at the bottom left, but you got to get them before they sell out. If you have one of these style...
Okay, so this was the first video that really went viral, or at least the first one to my knowledge that went viral with this product. 1.8 million views, posted 14 days ago. So this one, there's no real pattern from this, but it was kind of like that initial video that sparked these successive videos that we'll see in a moment. So these ones right here. So this video was posted 6 days ago and is also at 1.8 million views, and it has a very unique hook.
Take this.
So basically just destroying an old shop vac is kind of what we have here. And then as we'll see from the successive videos, that's kind of the pattern that we see repeating. So this was posted 3 days ago, is now at 700,000 views, and it's kind of the same principles at play.
Oh, I've been waiting for that.
So as we can see, it's another kind of just destroying the shop vac, but instead this time he just hits it with his car. So like next step of the wave by just having this new iteration on how he's destroying the shop vac. Right here we have the final destruction kind of video. It's gone viral in literally the past day. 1.7 million
Time to
views.
get rid of this. I got one of these.
Just another unique variation of how to destroy a normal shop vac. So now we've kind of analyzed the wave and we kind of see, okay, so what's changing is just different methods of destruction. So to hypothetically get to that next step of the wave, all you have to do is find another way to destroy a shop vac. But that's a bit too surface level, that's a bit too obvious. So what I want to do is go to step 3 and go to the video comments of why these videos are working, the essence or the framework. That way we can double down on that, not only doubling down on, okay, destroy a shop vac. So like just a quick idea to test is to just find out the next way that you can destroy a shop vac, but we're gonna start to go a bit deeper here. So the core essence that I found that has been making these videos work is it's kind of rage bait comparisons of these videos. It's a great vacuum. It'll never replace a shop vac though. No wheels, tiny tank, looks impossible to clean. Bet that shop vac still works after being dropped off the roof too. It's too small to be a shop vac. So this is like triggering people by saying, okay, like we can replace our shop vac with this little lunchbox size guy. Like, no, you can't. And a lot of people that actually use shop vacs are getting triggered by that. And this isn't just in this video, it's in this video. So you've been waiting to destroy the best shop vac for a TikTok ad. Dude ran over a shop vac that will vacuum bricks to make an ad for an auto detailer vac at most. They're both for completely different uses. Yeah, but I've had the same rigid shop vac since 2010 and it hasn't died yet. And again, we get the same types of comments with this video. I'll stick with my 20-gallon Ridge shop vac. I have a filter in a bag, never ever had a problem with loss of suction. In fact, this vac has everything to pick up everything in its path. And then one more comment to just hammer this home. Write this on a job site, you're cute, bro. So what we're seeing is that people that actually use shop vacs are getting pretty freaking triggered by the fact that people are saying that you're never going to need another one again. So by understanding that, we can double down on that instead of just making another variation of doubling down on throwing stuff off your roof. Because if you think about it, everyone else is going to be doing that. So we should try and be a bit different, obviously test the obvious answer, but still try and incorporate new and unique ideas. So now that we went to the comments and we kind of understand what is making these videos work, we're going to break these scripts down into frameworks. That way we can have a clear, repeatable pattern so we can plug and play this framework into our own script. So as we see here with this video,
Take this and get rid of it.
the throwing off the roof, the framework that we have, the path that it kind of follows is first the hook, take this and get rid of it. Then we get into a product intro.
Because there's a new vac in town. This is the Shark Messmaster. Actually, it's two of them because I decided to get one as a gift, but we can get rid of one of them.
Because there's a new vac in town. This is the Shark Messmaster. Actually, it's two of them because I decided to get one as a gift, but we can get rid of one of them. Pain point / unique mechanism / a comparison.
So this old thing that I just threw off the roof, it's got a pretty nasty filter on it that gets clogged. This, it doesn't have that.
So this old thing that I just threw off the roof, it's got a pretty nasty filter that gets clogged. This doesn't have that. So this is kind of like the main reason that people don't like other shop vacs and why they would kind of want this one, because the unique mechanism of the Messmaster is it's never going to get clogged. Then we get into the education / benefits.
So this has what Shark calls a no-loss suction system. And it's just as powerful as that other one, but in a much more compact footprint. It has a nice simple latching mechanism to open up the top. This is where you're gonna find your dirt collection bin. You can collect your dirt right in here, or if you wanna make cleanup even easier, you can put one of the included bags right in the bin and then just remove the bag when you're done. This thing is extremely well organized. You simply wrap the hose around the top and put it right on that tab. It's going to lock in place just like this. Over here you have your attachment holder, so you're going to get a crevice tool, which is going to be great for corners and tight spaces. Your wet mess tool with an included squeegee on the bottom for those wet messes. Your bare floor tool with a great swiveling head as well as some brushes on the bottom to help collect dirt. And finally, 3 great extensions just to make life a little bit easier. Overall, just an awesome design.
So this has what Shark calls a no-loss suction system, and it's just as powerful as that other one, but in a much more compact footprint. So one of the main benefits that we saw in the reviews is it's compact but also powerful, kind of the same strength as a normal shop vac, just in this tiny little package. Then we have kind of like what it is, what it has, what it does. Nice simple latching mechanism to open up the top. This is where you're going to find the dirt collection bin. You can collect the dirt right here. Or if you want to make cleanup easier, you can put one of the included bags right in the bin and then just remove the bag when you're done. So this is kind of touching on that point where you never have to touch the mess. But he doesn't really double down on that. This is kind of just like a feature. It's like, okay, it has bags and you can use the bags, but he doesn't talk about the benefit. What's in it for them? What's in it for the customer? So whenever you see a video like this, even if it got 1.8 million views, you can always make it better. And just by including this little kind of line of copy about, okay, now you never have to touch your messes again. That just actually adds the benefit to the customer. Then we have these lines right here. And this also kind of hits on the point that it's super easy to use, kind of like what we were seeing before. But then we have the features right here, just kind of like how it works. It's super well organized. And then what he does extremely well here is kind of go into multiple attachments for multiple use cases. And he demonstrates how to use them in each little section, which is great. Kind of showing it picking up water, showing it pick up dust, showing it do all these sorts of things. But a way that he can make this better is go into exact use cases from the reviews. So instead of just showing water with the wet mess tool, you can show spilled milk from kids. Instead of the bare floor tool, just on like some dirt, you could show dog hair in your car because that's what the reviews talk about the most. So little things like that is what we're going to include in our script.
Shark really knocked it out of the park with this, but the best part is QVC has these on sale right now, so you can get them at a great price. So if you want to pick one of these up, I'll put a link right down there.
Then to end it off, he has a call to action, pretty standard. There isn't really any scarcity or urgency here, so we'll probably add some of that too. And then one more breakdown right here is going to be on this video from Belush.
Oh, I've been waiting for that.
So very similar structure. We have hook. Oh, I've been waiting for that, destroying the shot vac.
I got something new. This is the Shark Messmaster. Well, 3 of them.
Then the product introduction, I got something new. This is the Shark Messmaster. Well, 3 of them. Then we get into the education, comparison, benefits.
And it has what they call no suction loss technology. What it doesn't have is one of these. It has no centralized filtration system, so it never loses suction power. Ever.
And this has what they call no suction loss technology. What it doesn't have is one of these, the shop vac filter. So kind of like that main comparison again to that worse alternative. So it has no centralized filtration system, yada, yada, yada. Just kind of like harping on that main benefit. It's never going to clog.
It has an easy to remove bin that also has a trash bag holder on it. So you can actually put a bag in here, suck everything into the bag, and then just throw it away. You can use just about any bag, or you can use one of the ones that comes with it. It's got a nice heavy duty latch right on the front. The hose actually stores neatly, wrapping it around the top. Comes with a wet mess tool, a crevice tool, the bare floor tool, as well as 3 extensions.
Then he goes into the bin that we were talking about before, but again, he doesn't talk on this benefit that we saw in the reviews. A nice heavy duty latch, so kind of just like what it comes with. It's organized, it's easy to use. And then we have these kind of just the features as well, but he doesn't actually demonstrate them, so we're going to do that. So we're going to take what we saw that we liked in that original video and kind of apply it to what he's doing here in our own script. Then
Also, instead of having to clean your vacuum like this, with the Messmaster, all you have to do is suck up water, dump it out, and you're done. Oh, and don't worry about power. This little guy has full-size shop vac power in a lunchbox-sized package.
he has the benefits again. And this one's a very unique one. It has like a self-cleaning feature. So we're certainly going to talk about that because we saw that in the reviews as well.
Package. It has a 20-foot cord on it, and Shark even gives you a 3-year warranty. These things are normally well over $150. Right now, they have them for about half that, which is why I got 3. One for the house, one for the shop, and one for my dad for Christmas. These are excellent wet dry vacs, guys, but don't pay full price. If you want to get one of these at the discounted price, you got to use this link down here. The only problem is they're already going viral, so if you want to get one, you need to do it quick.
And then here he has an amazing CTA. He has the scarcity. He gives you a reason to buy the product on this link. He says you can only get it for the sale price right here, so you need to grab it because this is a product that people could just go to like Costco or Walmart and get it right there. But it's only half off right here. You need to grab it. Super great stuff. But just from all of that, we see this kind of framework. It goes hook, product intro, comparison, education/benefits to call to action. So that's what we're going to model in our own script. Then also just quick notes about what I kind of deem is like the most important stuff that's making this work is the rage bait about replacing the shop vac. The loss of suction really seems to be the biggest benefit that they talk about. And then something unique that I noticed is when selling, at least from the Amazon reviews, it's a lot less about replacing and more adding on to your normal shop vac. So that's what we're going to talk about because that's an angle that not really too many people are hitting. And maybe with this whole GMD Max stuff, if we can convert better than them and kind of get all these people who are triggered to actually buy our product too, maybe we could get pushed out even more than that. So now that we have that whole understanding, we broke it down into a framework. We're going to do an optional step, which is just look for organic inspiration, kind of see what's gone viral with shop vacs in general, just on normal TikTok. And what we're going to find is these 2 videos right here.
We're testing cheapest expensive shop vacs. We're starting with a speed sucking test, and as you can see, the expensive takes the win here pretty quickly.
Super interesting. 82 million views on this video. Like what? Then we have another video, same exact concept, just like proof of concept that this has worked twice. It's a framework, it's repeatable.
Let's test cheap versus expensive shop vacs. So starting with a suck test, and we can see that expensive man.
The same exact hook, 7.3 million views. So instead of just being like everyone else, being predictable and just throwing our shop vac off of our roof, we're going to come in with a new and unique angle that might be able to kind of suck up the rest of this attention that these 2 videos were able to capture and just have these same principles at play. So now that we've gone through the reviews, we kind of see what our target persona looks like. We've analyzed the wave. We see what's changing video to video. we went through the comments and understood what the essence behind those videos is, this rage bait comparison. We've broken down the video into a framework. We see it goes hook to product intro to comparison to education, blah, 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 blah. And we've also looked for some organic inspiration. It's time to plug and play, to kind of take, okay, this review here, take this idea from this video in the wave, take this comment, take this section of the framework, take this organic video that got 80 million views, and let's combine it all together and make this one unique, just kind of Frankenstein of a great video. And so that's exactly what we're gonna be doing. So like I was talking about before, we're gonna be taking this kind of setup, this kind of comparison setup, and ideally we're gonna have the like big shop vac right here, kind of going into a cup like that, and then we'll have our little shop vac in frame as well, going into a cup as well, and we'll be able to see this side-by-side comparison. But just because like the size difference is what's like huge, the biggest kind of selling point of this product, we kind of want to show, don't tell that. I apologize for this drawing. I know it kind of looks like a happy face, or just a face in general. But yeah, I hope this visual kind of makes sense. So yeah, getting into this comparison rage bait script. So the hook that I recommend starting out with is you are never going to need another clunky shop vac again. And what this doing is really kind of sparking that rage bait. It's like, why am I never going to, like, this little thing is going to replace my huge diesel shop vac? No, it's not. Like, what the heck are you talking about, dude? You don't know what the heck you're talking about. And that's the exact emotion we're trying to craft in our audience. And also, this is kind of just taking inspiration from Skateboard B, his 30 million view video with the Kringle wrap right here.
I will never wrap another present again in my life.
So it's kind of like proven copy to work as well. Like, I'm never going to wrap a present again. You're never going to need another shop vac again. That same kind of essence. And then just tying that up with a little line right here, because look at this. It's half the size, but just as strong. So this is kind of like the main selling point of our product. And we're communicating that not only like through the words that we're saying, but we're visually demonstrating it by showing how powerful it is. We're showing, not telling, while also telling at the same time. And like, this is the main reason that people buy this product. So we're just giving them that in our video. Then we go in, we're following that same framework. So hook to product intro. This is the Shark Messmaster. And then if you have multiple of them, because I know some people kind of get shipped them for free, actually 2 of them, it's half off. So I got another one as a gift for my dad, kind of just priming them, 1 on the sale, and then 2 that this is like a great Christmas gift for parents, whatever. And kind of just following that framework that Blush and JH Creates were following. So this is the Shark Messmaster. This is an optional line if you have 2. And it really proves that size doesn't matter. So kind of like another little bit of like controversy, kind of like ha 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 ha. This is also something I'd experiment with as the hook. Like, wow, size really doesn't matter. And I'd split test this stuff. But just like an interesting line that, again, we're kind of pushing home this like main benefit of the product. Like it's just as good as a normal shop vac, but half the size. And then we're going to get into our comparison section. So this old thing right here is not only huge, heavy, and super hard to move around with, so like the pain points of using a normal shop vac like this, but it also has a nasty filter that constantly gets clogged. So again, huge pain point, and that's kind of what these other videos are hitting on that we could also hit on as well. But this right here is super lightweight, portable, and even has what Shark calls no suction loss technology. So we're kind of just like reversing the pain points that we said, and like, okay, like our product is the exact solution for what you're struggling with, but then also kind of like the unique selling point, which is it's never going to clog. So it never loses suction power, it never gets clogged. And this is probably the visual that I'd recommend having with that. Just the vacuum, and that's it. What we're going to do differently that the other videos weren't doing is we're going to handle this main objection. Like, we know that we're triggering people up here by saying that this is way better than any shop vac that you're ever going to have. And like, we're creating that emotional response. But if we leave that objection unhandled, there's going to be this huge population of people that just don't buy the product because they're pissed off at us. So we're going to kind of like, we're going to see that and we're going to handle their objection. What we're going to do is we're going to say, While yes, this thing might not be the best on a job site, this is perfect if you've been looking for a shop vac, but just don't have the space for one. Which is, again, the main reason that people buy this product, and we're speaking exactly to these people. Because in the first case scenario, if we just piss them off, all the people that have a normal shop vac aren't going to buy from us. But in this case scenario, we're like, okay, like I get it. This isn't going to actually replace your vacuum, but it's a great supplemental product. And that's kind of what we want to hit home. Then we get into like the same kind of benefits / education. And right here is where you're going to find your dirt collection bin, kind of explaining what the product is, what it does, how it works. And you can actually put a bag in here, suck everything into the bag, and then just throw it away. So like the feature from before, and what I'd recommend is showing the grocery bag, not like this bag right here, because people love that there's like no recurring costs. But what we want to do is, instead of just talking about the feature, we're going to talk about the benefit too. That way, if you're cleaning up something gross from either your kids or your pets, you never have to touch it. Benefit, what's in it for the customer, not just a feature. You can either use a random grocery bag or some of the bags that they give you for free. So this is just like a value add. Then we're going to go here. It's got a nice heavy duty latch right on front. The hose actually stores neatly, wrapping it around the top, and a holder for the attachments on the side of the vacuum. But this is kind of just like explaining what it even is, so people have a better idea of how it works. And also just like hammering home that point, it's easy to use. When we're writing our script, we want to be looking for patterns in these videos. And both of these videos have this kind of line about the latch, about the hose. They have this line about no suction power, all that sort of stuff. So we want to look for patterns and just like not reinvent the wheel. We kind of want to use what's already working and just like make it better where we see fit. Then it comes with a wet mess tool, a crevice tool, blah, 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 blah. And again, this is like the features. This is kind of like all that they talk about. So we're going to go a level deeper and we're going to be like, so whether your kid spilled some milk or you have a bunch of dog hair in your car, this will have you covered. And what we can do is a visual demonstration of it picking up the milk, of it cleaning up the dog hair. Just like showing, not telling. The benefit, like that. The real reasons that real customers use this product. Because if someone's watching the video and they see the exact use case that they were thinking about using the product for, they are going to be 100 times more likely to actually buy the product. And then we go into one of the other main benefits that we saw in the reviews. Instead of having to clean your vacuum like this, the Messmaster, all you have to do is suck up water, dump it out, and you're done. So super easy to clean. We saw that a lot in the reviews. And then I really like this line in BLush's script. This little guy is just like a full-size shop vac, just in a lunch-sized package, which we see right here. So just taking what I like. And then again, just kind of taking what I like. BLush's CTA was amazing. It had a lot of scarcity, a lot of urgency. It had a risk reversal with the warranty. So kind of just doubling down there because it was great. It was a masterclass. So we're just going to keep that the same. Shark even throws in a 3-year warranty in case anything happens. They're normally over $150, but right now they're half that. These are excellent wet dry vacs, guys, but don't pay full price. If you want to get one of these at the discounted price, you have to use this link down here. The only problem is they're already going viral, so if you want one, you need to do it quick. Scarcity and urgency. Tying this whole script together and making sure that if someone made it to the end of the video and they're already sold but not at the point of taking action, they're gonna make that impulse purchase. So again, I know this might have been a lot of information, but this is exactly what you have to do if you want to make a ton of money with this product in Q4. Even if you're not going to be doing this product, just take this process and use it for your videos. If it's for NeuroGum, Physician's Choice, Homeka vacuums, whatever, like you can use this process. It's not easy, but it is pretty simple. Just follow these steps. So again, I hope this helped. It's not enough to just absorb this information, get it into your brain and be like, okay, I'm doing something. Go out, order this product, make a script with this, go through the reviews, go analyze a wave, go do something with this. So again, I hope this helped you guys and I hope you apply some information from today. If you have any questions, just please let me know in the comments and God bless you guys.